Welcome to Lorelines, Faolain Hawk speaking. On November the 12th, the Final Fantasy XIV developer blog released the official lyrics to the song on Endwalker's CG trailer, Footfalls. The community has taken several strong swings at the lyrics, and we were very excited to see how near a miss we all had in guessing the words. But this series of videos takes a swing at the deeper meaning of the lyrics themselves, and what our interpretations are. Now, you may have seen the other videos already, but Sarah Core Healer has written her interpretations down, and I have the distinct pleasure of reading them for you all. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell, and please consider leaving a comment. It will really help us grow. Enjoy the video. Footfalls. Heart of Ember, Autumntide. This line indicates Azem's waning season, the coming of the end of their tale of hope. Cooling swiftly, bleeding light. Memories fading. This represents the residual experience of the Warrior of Light carrying the Light Warden's light in 5.0, and all of the struggles they've faced, as well as perhaps a nod to potentially the blessing of light not being so necessary or so potent for us as it once might have been. Smoldering softly, biding time. Azem, or the Warrior of Light's embers, their heart of hope, continuing to burn at low ebb to buy time, or potentially being used to buy time for others, like Hydaelyn or Vana. Marching forward, left behind. Azem moving forward with their plan, whatever it might be, after dissenting from the convocation over Zodiark's summoning, and being left behind by them. Or alternatively, simply being left behind in general by them. Forgotten deliberately, save for in the case of Hades preserving their memory. Fire as shadows clash. This could mean numerous things. My guess is a mix of different unsundered factions or their echoes, so to speak, like the Ascians and the followers of Vana clashing in the shadows with one another, via intermediaries. Warriors of Light, Primals, etc., or potentially internal strife within the Ascians, a la Fandaniel. Forgotten footfalls, engraved in ash. Memories of past sins, regrets and conflicts engraved in the ashes left behind. We will explore the leftovers of those times and places, and possibly Azem and other roles in them. Before our echoes begin to fade, we need to do the above, before we forget, before our powers wane and before we become unable to remember, and hope dies alongside that. Fade away, fade away. This makes me think of Elidibus and his words in 5.3. Memories of the only past, fated to fray and fade away, eaten by a gaping void. We may face a similar fate of forgetting why we follow our duty. Heart of Ember, Autumntide. Repetition of the before line, same meaning, waning of the season. Burning brightly, hot and white. This time, however, we defy our fate, and burn brighter for our experiences. A contrast, perhaps, to what happened to Azem and then being sundered. Kindred severed, neverwhere. Now we know our ancient kin, and their circumstances, and the state of the world cut adrift, and with everyone essentially in a state of not belonging, neverwhere, far from their true home. Sorrow's silence, we needn't bear. The silence of the ages passing us by, without any solution to the fundamental problems that brought about our great tragedy. We no longer need to suffer it to be so, if we but try a final time. Stories sown along the way. Our travels, our adventures, which make us who we are and reveal our convictions, both old and new. Tales of loss and fire and faith. Our journeys in all the expansions, all over the world. and all the stories we heard and experienced and created. Dis an som in, our slumber disturbed. Dragons being roused from their dormancy, or other conflicts and struggles to face the overarching calamity of the final days, just like us. Ros an kin ala na. All my brothers wake. All the first brood and their lesser kin roused to war. Ma morn. Death comes. Azem is death and is coming. We must follow and also become death to end the sound. Dis an som in. Our slumber disturbed. Repetition. We can no longer ignore the sound. We can no longer ignore the rot at the heart of our world. Sol jas afa an. Vengeance will be ours. We will put old wrongs right and will not be denied this time, echoing Nidhogg, but also the second stanzas. Storm of blood, born of blood, of our fallen brothers. Stormblood themes, but also the Ascians and the Ancients in general. In the latter case, stained by the sound, and in the former case, stained by the blood of their fallen, and the blood they've shed in the rejoinings to bring them back. All born from blood. Thunder stilled, oaths fulfilled. Now we yearn for freedom. The sundered Ascians, like Fandaniel, now pursuing their own goals and free of duty as dictated by the unsundered, yearning to be free. Born in blood, still we forge ahead, stained in red unto tomorrow. Ascian duty, born from the blood spilt, and the blood they spill over and over, being reborn via the ascension of the unsundered and their crystals of office, forging ahead unto the promise of tomorrow and the restoration of the ancient world. Bound by love, so we forge ahead, purpose-fed, unto tomorrow, bring us tomorrow. Unsundered, bound by love for the people of the star and their own personal loved ones, friends, family, loves. Courage thrives, ever forge ahead, hand in hand, unto tomorrow, welcome tomorrow. Azem representing their former peers, their order's courage, thriving now in this age as the warrior of light, to forge ahead with them, now hand in hand, now that they are free of tempering, bring them home after a fashion. Souls aligned, forge ahead. And its reprise. The ending of strife between the sundered and unsundered, between Scions and Ascians, as first spoken of by Elidibus in 2.1. With knowledge of the truth and the ending of tempering, there is no more strife between us, and we can forge ahead to the future. The joint dialogue, the pairing, the chorus and the reprise, indicate a joining of voices. Forward. Put simply, never give up. Now we come into the Hydaelyn section of the song, the Jubilation. Our song of hope, she dances on the wind, higher, oh higher. I think of this section as representative of Zodiark and Hydaelyn, though more so Hydaelyn. The hopes of the ancient people, still carried on the winds of time, rising higher and higher in the actions of their servants. Ever our vows endure, and remain forever strong. The promise of Elder Primals is eternal, so long as they both endure. Which so far they have, and with them their prerogative to continue to seek salvation, albeit in different and oppositional ways. Standing tall in the dark, do we carry on. Stand tall, my friend, echoing Shadowbringers. In the darkness of our shadow, Frey, and those of others, do we find the means to carry on and burn bright, when and where it is darkest. On wings of hope you rise up through the night, higher, oh higher. Hydaelyn referring to Azem, the warrior of light, and how we rise to ever greater heights, rising through the night even, which we restored to the first. Carrying our song cradled fast within your arms. We cradle Hydaelyn's song, perhaps, a sign we are tempered and unwittingly serving their side of salvation's conflict, or perhaps that she only believes we do or still do, and that in reality we serve our own heart, carrying some other song, perhaps of the player's own making. That its chorus might ring for all, the full echo as chorus, the song of ancient days restored, so that all might hear again, look, learn, and remember, listen to the beating of their hearts, their own versions of Frey, and sing them out for each other again, a restoration of what once was. Then we come to the next section. One brings shadow, one brings light. Echoing Shadowbringers and the mixing foils of Emet-Selch, Warrior of Light, Ardbert, Warrior of Light, and Exarch, Warrior of Light, and how each brings shadow and light to one another, conflicts and self-discovery and growth. Two-toned echoes tumbling through time. The same thread as above. The way these four characters react with one another to varying degrees, and how they are tumbling through time in different ways. Ardbert as a shade for 100 years. Grahatia asleep for centuries, and then Exarch for decades prior to 5.0. Emet-Selch's millennia of life, Warrior of Light's potential rebirths in ancient existence, each carrying echoes of duties to fulfill, loves to carry on. Tumbling down to the never. All four characters will have a role in Endwalker, and the descent into the underworld, which is foreshadowed a lot in Endwalker. That Warrior of Light will die and meet their loved ones again in the underworld or life stream. Perhaps we will not be alone when we do so, and certainly Ardbert will be joining us. Hades will likely be waiting there for us. Every step we take, we carry on no matter the struggles, kicking and screaming until our last breath is spent. Echoes in our wake. Minfilia? Or just a reference to all echo visions we've had to guide us on the way? Winding round our fate. We circle our ending, our gravitational well of duty, like a star and its celestial bodies, drawn towards it, or eternally fixed to follow it. To forge ahead. Azem. We never give up. Should we lose our way? Lahabrea losing his way towards the end of Heaven's Ward, trying to rush rejoinings and paying the ultimate price for it. Tire of all this pain. Emet-Selch. The weight of duty and loss, burdening him for 12,000 years or more, finally seeing a way out in a friend, and using his immortal life as a bargaining chip to test our mettle. We won't be afraid. Elidibus. Having the courage of his conviction even unto his final days, regardless of outcome, to have spent all on this grand stage of scions and sinners, and to have done his utmost to see his duty to completion. To forge ahead. Azem. It is our turn to take the stage, and to follow through on the promise of the past or of the future, to lead so that others might follow. Fearless hearts ablaze. Azem inspiring the people of the world to rise up and resist the sound, and to hold on to hope, just like they did, like Warrior of Light has, in modern times. Going to countless folk, befriending them, and showing them the fire lurking in their hearts, helping them light it. When the world comes crumbling down. The final days, everyone's present concern, which threatens to end all life forever. No more time to waste. The final days supersede all other concerns, and brooks no delay. We have no time for other conflicts or other matters. No, I'll be there. Hades, though probably at this point in the song,
More so, the Warrior of Light's modern friends, such as the Scions having their back, as well as probably other MSQ side content cast members of various kinds, friends from the past and present, all here to support us and fight for the future. No, it's not too late. It is never too late to hope, and for reconciliation, redemption, a new way forward for everyone. Though our fleeting moment has gone, Amarot and the ancient world are over, but that may not matter anymore, nor deny the ancients a place in the new world. To forge ahead, everyone coming together to forge ahead alongside Azem, carrying hope and fire for the future. You're not alone. We are not alone in carrying our burdens. As we ride again, ancients return, or perhaps just Azem, continuing to carry their legacy forward. As you turn your eyes to the stars, we see our friends again, the stars of the Convocation. To another end. We ride to another final days and attempt to find a better outcome than what we saw the first time, an echo of the past. Oh, I'll be there. Hades will be present, our dearest friend, to lend us a hand, however long he is able to. Where it all began. The underworld, perhaps, as a source for and endpoint for all life? With my chorus guiding you, Hades' full echo, guiding us in person or via the Azem crystal, to help us remember and regain more of ourselves to help fight the end. Forge ahead. The ultimate theme of Endwalker, to always forge ahead, carry on, never give up, and hold the love of others in your heart when it becomes too much to bear. Forge ahead. Something Hades now agrees with, as likely others do as well, like the twins. Final note. The overall song contains a lot of duality between light and dark, Hydaelyn and Zodiark, hints of Hades and Azem, Azem solo, and some other voices, such as potentially Vena and the Sundered Ascians. It touches on themes of freedom, duty, loss, love, courage, resolve to press on, never giving up, and above all, hope for the future. These will likely be the central themes and dualities of Endwalker. And that is the end of Sarah Corhealer's interpretation of Footfalls. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you haven't seen our other lyrical analysis videos, please watch those as well. They will be in the cards at the end of this one. We'll see you next time, beyond the far edge of fate. This has been Lorelines.